Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Ted Keller with another heads up for heavy weather for the Ozarks, coming in the form of heavy rain, which we've already experienced. More is on the way, and also some severe storm potential. There are actually two rounds of this. There's another resurgence of some severe weather that could occur later on this afternoon. This is being recorded about 1 o'clock on a Saturday. So we're talking about late afternoon, early evening again, just like last night, and then another round of severe weather along the major weather system that's connected to a cold front, a warm front, low pressure area. That'll be sweeping through here on Sunday. And the risk for that particular event tomorrow has gone up. If you since the last video I made, and certainly over the last 24 hours. So let's kind of go right into it here and take a look at a few things. First of all, a lot of cloud cover across Missouri and Arkansas, but there are some breaks in the clouds. You can see there over northern Arkansas. You can see the gray, dark gray. That means we can see the ground. So that area is becoming more unstable, and that is actually a factor for later on this afternoon. I'll show you where the front has gone, and you can take a look at the SPC map here, where you see that tight gradient between just white and blue to green. That's where the temperature gradient is. That's where the dew point gradient is. So that's where the front and the outflow from the showers and thunderstorms aiding where that front is located has ended up. So when that moves back north here tonight, that is going to be the focus for severe thunderstorms. And then north of that boundary is where another round or two of heavier rain will develop. So flood watch in effect for the entire area. The rainfall so far has been pretty generous, especially in one little band here. I'll show you where you see the yellow shading right there. That's about a 4 to 5 inch band. So southeast Greene County, Nixa, Ozark, northern Christian County on back, and then it picks up again there in northwestern Arkansas. That's a radar estimated rainfall so far. So far, meaning since it really started raining, about a 48-hour accumulation, I believe. So, what more can we expect? Well, this is the latest QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast. So, if you're looking at that dark red area there from Ava down to around down to around Harrison, over to Fayetteville, that's 3 inches. Another 4 inches of rain from Fort Smith possibly onto the southwest. And then the rest of those shaded areas are somewhat below 3 inches. But so it's shifting a little bit more to the south and east. And a lot of that is going to form again early this evening and overnight tonight, and then maybe another round after that. So now let's turn our attention to the severe weather threat for today. Now, this is what the Storm Prediction Center has outlined. Actually, that does extend down to Texas, but this is a local threat broadcast. So you can see severe weather. It's mostly in the form of hail in that yellow and green area, but there is also a tornado threat with that could raise up, and I'll show you the radar image here in just a second, where those individual supercells might develop along that frontal boundary as it begins to lift north later on here this afternoon and into the evening hours. So if we watch this loop here, this is basically starting from, well, let's see, this goes through 1, 2, there's 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Notice those supercells. See the snail trails of hot, strong updraft is what that is, that those little shaded gray areas left behind after the thunderstorm passes. Those are pretty significant cells. So, around the Branson area, southern Stone County, Taney County, in the northern Arkansas here later on this evening. Again, I look for consistency like we did yesterday, and that worked out pretty well. So each one of these runs of the high resolution model basically is kind of painting the same picture. So I do think there's going to be a regeneration of severe weather. All modes would be possible, including an isolated tornado with some of that activity early this evening. I think that's going to still stay south of Springfield the way it looks now. I don't think that boundary has what it takes to get this far north. But now with any thunderstorms we get, we'll have heavy downpours and the potential for some small hail too. So no doubt about that. Now let's switch gears to tomorrow's threat. This is huge. This is not only the next level up, the 3 out of 5 enhanced, so to speak, chance for severe weather, but it's also a larger area, and it's also shifted far back to the west from what was being touted as a forecast a couple of days ago. Even when we were looking at the Storm Prediction Center's forecast, it was, we were on the edge. Remember that? Now it's kind of more centered on us. That's because there's been some resolution on where this upper level, very tight and strong disturbance is going to go, how it's going to lay down a surface low. where the additional precipitation and thunderstorms are going to be. So all that has been a little more finely tuned. I even waited for the update here late this afternoon to make sure it didn't change too much, and it hasn't. And it still might, as you know, these forecasts do get tweaked a little bit. But the tornado risk that goes with that, 10% tornado chance within 25 miles in the area shaded in yellow. So Springfield a lot more solidly in that now. And in fact, this goes from northern Arkansas all the way up through Columbia and into northeast Missouri. The only thing about that is, will enough unstable air be around with the return of that moisture in time before the cold front sweeps through and shuts it all down? That's what we're watching tomorrow afternoon. I want to take a look at the learning model here from Colorado State. If the upper left box there shows the tornado threats, so those two brown boxes are 5% tornado risks that match what the SPC would use, except that, their brown is 5% too. So that is not showing the next stage up, the 10% level. But it does show two bullseyes, one about, Quincy, Hannibal area there up into Illinois, and another one from the Missouri, Arkansas border south to that dot there, pretty much the length of Arkansas. So we'll see how this actually develops tomorrow. The best shear will be north, the best instability south. It's an age-old discussion about where severe weather will occur. At the end of the day, I'm not sure it will matter all that much. Here is the projected radar, what we think radar will look like. This is at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So those storms would have initiated just west of Springfield and passed over in the hours prior to that. So maybe about 1 or 2, then 4 o'clock, it looks like that. And it looks like those are individual supercells. So any of those could produce a tornado. That one up around Columbia, that's a pretty good one too. And again, the wind shear is more favorable there for storms. And then the last thing I'll mention is, I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I do know that I'll be in chase mode tomorrow, storm chase mode, and we'll be doing a live stream on YouTube, scheduled to start at noon, unless I change that maybe to 1. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to go, but it's going to be somewhere along that last map, either from northeast Missouri straight down into the Ozarks, or maybe all of them. So anyway, keep heads up. Thanks for watching this video. Again, this is a YouTube event. So if you remember, like and subscribe what you just saw. And if you hit the notification button after you do that, then every time I do one of these videos, and it could be anything, it could be storm chasing, live radar coverage, just general chasing, severe weather updates, or just general weather updates, you can find them and will always know when I've done a new one. Thanks as always for watching. Stay safe out there. Try to stay dry. Watch out for, the Ozarks are notorious for low bridge water crossings that flood pretty easily. So be aware if you're traveling around the Ozarks. We'll see you in the next video.